Yeah, hi Suraj. Welcome to this program of interview coaching with AT. Now, today I'm going to share some very important aspects that will be very useful on how you can crack any interview. Well, you will find that most of the people work very hard to get the first interview call, and once they get it, uh, they are in two states. Either they are very overconfident or they are absolutely relaxed in the sense that they feel that they know everything, but on the day when they have to go, they are generally puzzled with a lot of thoughts. And by the time you're reaching the interview place, you're just collecting your thoughts together to answer whatever that comes to the questions that you get. While on the other hand, if you're fully prepared, if you're knowing that what kind of questions are going to come, if you're very clear about how you're going to handle those questions, what are your strengths areas, what are the areas of your weakness or improvement areas, you will see that the way you give an interview is altogether different. So let me share a couple of things that will be of interest to you. And this is something that I'm sharing as an overview before you really prepare for an interview. So there are certain best practices that are very much applicable, that everyone has to think about it, whether you are a fresher or whether you are a CEO or you are a middle manager. Now, one of the best practices which I very strongly believe is you have to be authentic. Here, authentic means you need to be truthful of the information that you are giving, and to the best of your knowledge, without any uh, things that have not happened or something which is not truthful. So the more authentic you are, the more transparent you are, the higher are the chances that you will develop a lot of trust on the other side, and you will also attract a lot of positive vibes from your end as well as from the interviewer end. The second very important aspect about the best practices of people who are very successful in interviews are they know how to sell themselves. If you know how to sell yourself, which means that what are the good things that you have done, how your good things that you have done have made an impact to the business, has made an impact to people's life, or has an overall impact in the organization, is something that people love to have such people in their organization. So learn how to sell yourself, because interview is all about how you are able to sell yourself. And the best way to think about selling yourself is think about all those positive contributions that you have done in your previous job and how that has made significant difference from, let's say, zero level to a level which is like very infinite or very high level. So people who have been able to give that positive vibes, they are the one who are able to give a lot of information about themselves, and that attracts eyes of the interviewer. The next part is, while you're excited to sell yourself and you want to share a lot of information, a very important point is that you need to be concise. You cannot be so elaborative that you start talking about one point and you continue to say that. So you need to always think about point by point things that you want to share, and that too on the thought process of an elevator pitch, which is like in 2 minutes you need to narrate all your key points, and then when somebody asks you that to elaborate further, then you can take little deep dive into those areas where you have done well. So you being concise means that also shows that how effective you are in your communication. Number 4, show enthusiasm. I think this is something that I always say. I in fact say that there are 3 E's, that is enthusiasm, excitement, and encouragement. These are the things that you need to bring out while you are speaking. If you are not energetic, if you are not excited what you have done and what you are proud of you, it will not attract anyone on the other side. So enthusiasm should be like oozing out from you while you are speaking, because that shows the smile, that shows in your eyes very clearly when you speak, and that energy is like a spark that flows right in the beginning if you are able to set that up. Now let's see some of the common mistakes. Now everyone needs to be a little careful. Unintentionally sometimes this happens. One is lack of professionalism. Now this is something, when I say lack of professionalism, is like arriving late at the interview venue, whatever may be the reason, or reaching the venue and you're not carrying the copy of your CV, or reaching the venue, maybe your phone is not in a silent mode, So these are some basic manners and the basic professionalism that needs to be exhibited when you are going for an interview. Number two, lack of preparation. As I mentioned in my overview talk, that a lot of people think that either they are already in a role where they are taking a lot of interviews and they feel that they are overconfident and they can definitely do it, but you never know who is on the other side and what kind of questions that person can come. So it's a very good practice that at least read your CV twice, even if you have no time to prepare. First, you need to prepare, because if you are not having preparation, that also shows that you are not serious about the interview. You just casually came out, and nobody wants to hire a person who is casual. Third is lack of content. Now, what content means here is that you may be talking a lot. You are basically like a noise. You are just noise without any sweet sound. So content is like a sweet sound. So you need to be very clear that what are the key pointers you want to highlight, how objectively you put it, how sequentially you put it, and how that has ultimately given an outcome of whatever you have done. So your content is very, very important when you are speaking. And many times people talk a lot, but they lack content. Negativity. Now, this is another very common mistake that people talk about unintentionally or sometimes intentionally, that they talk about that why their company, why their manager, or why the product, or why something on this earth is not good in their current situation, and due to which now they are looking out for a job. Now, this is the most important thing that you need to avoid, because the other side doesn't know anything about it until you speak out, either verbally or through your expressions. Now, this is something I'm not saying you need to hide, but you need to talk a lot of positivity. The more you talk about positivity, the better would be your outcome. So I'm sure this overview would have given you a flavor about how you need to prepare your interviews. And that is something which is very, very key for a successful. We'll talk more in our